This is Jeff Corey on the D-Zone with Belleville head coach Jermain Crowell. Just finished KLA championship 9-0 on the regular season so far for you guys. Let's talk about this game. What does it mean being Brighton and making the statement you guys made today?
I don't know about a statement, but it always feels good to compete against one of the top teams in the state and come out on top. That's one of the best coaching staffs in the state. A couple years ago, they really put it on us. They did a number on us. The score was kinder than the game because they had us out leveraged. They beat us in the chalkboard, and then it resulted on the field. So we wanted to come out this week and try not to be misaligned as much as we were in the previous on our previous meeting.
You guys got a ton of returning guys, especially on defense. A lot of physical guys. I know you're a defensive guy first. So what's it like, coaching up these guys? I know they're heavy hitters, flying the ball. What do you see from them out here?
I mean, I'm expecting them to play better. Like I don't think throughout the season, defense was still trying to gel, and even today, I think they had some problems. I think if the starting quarterback had been able to finish the game, the score might not have been as lopsided.
Let's talk a little bit about Jeremiah Warren. I know he's going both ways. You got Ronald Jackson too, but Jeremiah Warren, I mean, every time I see him, that guy is making play after play. What do you see from him?
I thought our D-line, I think, is the strength of the team. The D-line and O-line is the strength of the team. They talk about the skill guys, but Camden Weaver, Jeremiah Warren, Lamar Fairfax, Ronald Jackson, Rashard Jones, Deion Franklin. We got a decent amount of defensive linemen that can play, and we rotate them, and they typically do a good job. Andre McDade. I mean, we got a lot of guys that are doing good work up front.
And what's the expectation you have for Bryce Underwood? I know, he came in as a freshman last year, helped you guys won the state final. What do you put on him as a coach?
I mean, I just told him, I think last week in school, that we were about to increase his workload and his responsibilities. So, he already was having his own meetings, but now we're trying to get his input on game planning and, getting him to look at fronts and see where the holes are. And, I love the way he's developing. I love his leadership the most because he's always first. He's first in running. He's first in the weight room. He's an A+ student. He's doing a good job both on and off the field.
And the target's always been on your guys' back. It's obviously bigger this year after you guys won the state final last year. How do you handle that, and how do the kids react to it as well?
My kids already know if we hear about someone looking for us, we're looking for them. So it's not a target on us. We just going out competing, doing what we do. But if somebody really wants us, hey, we want them. So it goes both ways. We looking for the people who are looking for us.
Yeah. And how would you say this team kind of compares to last year's team at this point in the season?
Last year we had so many veterans returning with Deshaun Lee and Jeremiah Caldwell and Shotty Wilson. We had a lot of guys that were returning and had got a lot of snaps. A lot of these guys, their first snaps came week 1. And so now we're in week 9, they've developed and they're starting to play with a little bit of confidence. But we still don't know because we're going to play, like I said, if their quarterback hadn't went down, it was 14-3 at halftime. So, I don't know how the game would have went. So we still don't know where we are. We still got a lot of work to do.
You don't know who you play next week yet. You'll find that out tomorrow. But,
we have no idea.
Talk about how tough Division I is then.
Me myself, I always keep an eye on the top teams, and Adams is still good. Southfield is now really utilizing all their talent, so you gotta keep an eye on them. Cass is always good. Dakota got one of the best staffs in the state. And then Chippewa, anytime you've won state championships, you know how to get it done. So, over there, they're looking good. Utica just played a dogfight with. It's a lot of good teams in Division I. There's a lot of good, but I believe that every year you got to go out. Once the state playoffs start, you 0-0. So if you 0-0, you playing for close. It doesn't matter what your record is because you lose, you go home. You can have 15. You can have 10 wins and then lose in week 1, and what did that matter? So it's a new season. It's one game at a time.
All right, Coach Crowell, thank you.
All right.